always at this time. Good evening, everyone, minus the one who we know is currently AFK. Quick roll call. Sergeant Muada,
Yes, sir.
Corporal Calvin,
Hello.
Specialist Ivan, Vin, Finn,
I
and Tax.
Yeah.
I was say, did you break your mic? I swear, love.
Why is it so quiet?
Why is what so quiet?
You.
Shouldn't be. I've literally not changed any of my settings. I don't know. Maybe time for a new mic on my end. I don't know. Anyhow, so as we noted, John Gage is currently going to be a little delayed in his arrival, but we'll go with a quick recap and sort of pick up where we left off, which was the Catch-22s turning in the mission debrief for one of their first, at least recorded missions here within our new run here. Dealing with a fairly infectious black ooze. All the paperwork handled regarding Jake Galfred and his acquisition, I think we'll call it. Pushed up the food chain, though currently, I believe, Mwada, you have the actual copy of the material deposit that Gage had handled on your path. That has, still needs to get its way further up the chain of command. Excuse me. The crew introduced a new member, a sniper who was very quick to take to the Catch-22 bar. After a little bit of mingling, everyone hopped in some requisition vehicles and made way to try and pick up Miss Honeydew as per their other assigned mission. Currently at the Calypso Lounge. There we go. With Gage and Calvin acting as a security individual and an investment broker, Penny pinched their way in past the cover charge and has made their way to the bar. So start sipping on their first drink and make contact. A unfortunate individual who has now been nicknamed Jabba. I wonder if is my cord loose down there. That might be it. I don't know. Will shoot away.
As in the hut?
What? What?
You said nickname Jabba as in the hut.
As in he was fat and Gage called him Jabba. So
Okay.
yeah. In the grand scheme of things, the rotund individual departed, whilst the individual that was flagged as Honeydew herself was seen talking with another woman who drew Gage away into a separate room, whilst Honeydew made contact with Calvin. Not knowing that Calvin was here as a representative of L&S, was offering her general service prices to the ever so shy and totally on board with this plan Corporal. The two of you have likewise been pulled aside into a private uh, chamber here within the lounge. Um, it's been, at this point, at least about 5 minutes, Mawada and Finn, since you've had eyes on either of your compatriots. If there's anything the two of you. Oh, and most importantly, there's apparently squirrels fighting in the parking lot, and Tax is trying to take bets. So far, no one's taking up the offer.
I signed him.
Am I in the parking lot?
No, you are in the club. You went in
Okay.
with Mawada. The only one in the parking lot is Tax. So if there's anything the two of you want to
Sorry,
do.
I'm getting pulled away a bit. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess if we're losing sight of people not seeing them for a while, we need to investigate and run them down. Um, we have two people that we were keeping an eye on that split and went different directions, so I guess we split
They
to
went
try and
the
people.
same way, but
Okay.
you lost sight of them once they kind of melded into the crowd. Um, you haven't made your way all the way to the bar yet. To sort of repaint the scene, you have that lower floor level dance floor where most of the action is now really starting to pick up as it gets later in the evening. Um, and far across from the entrance itself is the main bar, um, likewise becoming a little busier. Whereas from entrance to your right is more of a dining area, sort of raised stadium esque positionings. And it was from the main bar and towards the left, heading in toward the crowd, that you lost eyes on Calvin, Honeydew, and Gage. You two did not see the other woman.
Probably should try to push our way through the crowd to see if we can spot them over there.
Yeah, I'd agree.
All right. Do you intend to do that as a pair or individually?
We have no idea what's back here.
You know there's a
The area
bar.
that we're heading. Okay.
We said what?
We could, I think we were split up to begin with, so we can just meet up there. I mean, I think for me, partially, it's losing sight of people not hearing any response. Then it's more of let's close in and get moving and find people. Just go ahead and move in, and I assume we just managed to meet there.
Okay. Um,
Sounds good.
Making your way through the lively crowd there on the main floor, um, you're accosted a little. People trying to pull you in to dance. It's a very friendly crowd, even for its sort of upper scale of clientele. Um, Not quite the heavy rave scene that you picture would be kicking off at Paradise Lost at this point, um, but not a a great deal of shyness to be found within the clientele here. Um, Solid effort gets you at the bar. Another minute has passed. Still no comms. That's my point. But this isn't a rave, so you okay.
Thought you were saying that it isn't a rave, so it'd be more shy or less shy.
That here is less shy than you expected for its richer clientele.
Okay.
Reputations and all that to maintain. But let's just roll a quick little die here. Finn, it is you who make it to the bar first, being able to break through the crowd. Which is just as the young woman who had caught you at the entrance turns, clearly on the way to bring you your drink, is delighted that she doesn't have to work her way around the crowd, and gives you said beverage. There is no sign of either of your compatriots, but to your left you can see that there are sectioned off rooms, about 5 doors in total, to the far end of the bar.
Okay.
None of them say restroom.
Is there anyone else? Sorry, go ahead.
I flag down the waitress and be like, "Hey, doll, what are those private rooms for?"
Whatever anyone needs some privacy for, I guess. You want to take your drink?
Yes. I take my drink.
About that time, Water, you're able to stumble out of the crowd. A couple cat calls following behind you. The nerd girls like Master Chief. Yeah, joke's on y'all. He took the armor off, but he left the helmet on. That's his incognito.
I keep getting told the ladies prefer it that way. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but
It just means you got a great personality. That's all.
yeah. Yeah, I guess seeing the doors unlabeled with a hallway. Is there anyone like in the hallway?
There is a. He's not a large individual, but near the first door, like where the bar ends and the doors begin, there is an individual wearing a fairly clean and well tailored white suit. Um, and every now and then you see him do like the little shoulder shrug that you're kind of familiar with, is like trying to adjust probably an underholster as he's kind of scanning the crowd.
Okay. I will take my drink and head that way. Stagger slightly and try to listen if I can hear anything through the doors, and just kind of looking at the doors, looking beside the doors as if presumably looking for a restroom, but also trying to get, like get down the hallway and hear things.
Okay, give me a performance check. Let's see how well you fake being drunk without it so much as a sip so far.
Yeah, that's where all of this falls apart. Oh yeah, we don't have sheets. Let me go find. I forgot to open my sheet.
sworn I had.
I found it. I was gonna say otherwise I'm just gonna make a d20 roll because it's gonna be close to that. Per what skill? I guess deception, persuasion. They
Maybe
let's see.
performance. This would be
Performance. Okay.
charisma.
4.
Okay. You're about probably about 10 paces away. When you know he's been watching you for 10 beyond that. And there's a sudden relaxed posture that you've seen on battle lines. This man's ready to draw on you.
Okay. Um, does the hall dead end?
Pardon?
Does the hall does it go to like a dead end? It's just 4 rooms down here, or does it like keep on going? Does it turn?
From your perspective there, you do see the total of 5 doors. Um, and at a glance, they're fairly thick, and you can see what looks to be some sort of sound dampening material um, on this side of it.
Okay. I mean, it could be innocent enough. It also might not be. Um, yeah, I just kind of lean over, peer my head, trying to see if there's any signs, and take a couple more steps.
His hand slides under his suit and just gives you the look.
You you got a bathroom back here? My buddy, I thought he walked back here, but I thought restroom.
Piss off that way, before you piss into a new hole. And he points to the other side of the bar.
I raise my cup to him, and we'll start to head back that way. Getting to the bar, we'll meet back up. Well, I see 5 rooms down that hall, but there's a guy with a gun. He's ready to play. I'm a little bit light for that.
I see you made friends already.
You look over his shoulder. We'll just refer to him as the security guard. Is now locked on both of you, and clearly memorizing the 2 of
you. Yeah, I was gonna continue on. I'm taking a somewhat of a pause. Take a drink, set it down on the bar, and then I will head on across towards wherever the restrooms should be.
There's clearly labeled restrooms.
Of course there are. If you're paying attention.
If you're paying attention. Yep.
I wave at the security guard that was glaring at us and blow him a kiss.
He does not catch it.
I
No
pout.
engage. For the record, as of right now, Gage probably not able to get any comms out subvocally as he is under heavy scrutiny. Calvin, on the other hand, you find yourself in a I mean, it's small. It's a it's a private room at a club.
Yeah.
There's pretty much just a single lounge chair. Um, there does appear to be a sound system for adjusting personal music as opposed to what is playing there on the main floor. And as soon as the door shuts, you can hear an almost hiss suction of air of some kind of seal, which dampens the noise coming from outside.
Okay.
And as if it's any other night on the job, Honeydew spins on the ball of her foot and drapes, having to reach up as you are taller than she is, an arm around each side of your neck, pulling you towards the couch.
I will follow for now. Just kind of let her, let her do her thing. Hopefully, I will ask, is anybody watching?
Maybe not watching. Can't say that they're listening. I definitely took the wrong role for the job.
I will nod. And first, I will attempt to use my detect to see if there's anybody, like, magically inclined in, like, 30 feet or so, using my detection skill.
Okay, so you slip
It's-
into to try and touch the ambient mana around you.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll the skill. Okay. You obviously catch her as she does have a touch, but nowhere near potent enough that you'd be, assuming that she is adept at drawing forth mana. I mean, she's about as adept as any of your crewmates aside from Tewo.
Mm-hmm.
You don't catch anyone in the immediate room, and if I remember right, it doesn't go through solid objects.
1 foot of stone, 1 inch of metal, thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Yeah, so...
So base general detect magic stuff.
But you do catch... because I believe it also triggers objects.
Artifacts or mechanisms either bottling the resource or otherwise strong in mana.
On her, the collar, where the... if you can see the picture, I know it's fairly unzoomed in. On her bio. Where the ring meets, you catch just the faintest hint before you are pulled out of that perception by a rather vigorous toss of her twisting her hips and throwing you onto the lounge.
Oof. I imagine like my eyes were closed and all that, so I was not expecting it at all.
Like, as far as you do, maybe she misread the moment of it. You're just like, you're trying to psych yourself up or something. Maybe she's misreading. And she's just like, alright, well, I'm just gonna take charge here. But it is a flurry of motion that soon has her pressed with her lips just by her ear. And probably a deep shade of crimson in poor Calvin, judging by his reaction. But it's safe to say that intimate conversation might be a little difficult to catch. how many's with you? For the record, while she's inquiring, her hands are manipulating.
Yeah.
Because she still has a show to put on.
Exactly.
Which, by the way, if I recall correctly, Calvin's comms are open. So,
Yeah.
Moana, you now hear all of that.
I will say we got 4. Well, 5. But
Oh, look at
only
you
4
counting
in...
the bot.
Yep. 4 in the club.
Yay, I matter. You are matter.
And I will sub-vocal say, I got her, I'm fine, no idea where Gage went.
I find you just hear random squeals over the mic.
Look,
Pretty
she
girls
knows.
are spilling everything.
This is our target, we gotta work together here.
Joke's on you, it's a mimic.
Oh god. Oh god.
This was all Don's plan. You're welcome. Between fluttering kisses and everything to clearly to keep you unease, she slips in what you realize might be a very important question is how drug resistant is your friend?
More so than me.
Well, we're gonna see.
Yeah.
What's the exit strategy?
I was hoping you had some... You would know of a back door or something like that.
You pay extra for that. And she gives you
I give
grin
the
like she knows. She knows.
I just do the deadpan. I want it to that. That does not mean I accept it.
Well, without credits to show that I've been hired for my services for the full evening, I can't leave the club.
Yeah, so we need to...
You're a little short.
Yes, but I might be able to set that up.
Well, get set and
I will...
I'll be here just being distracted.
Yeah, I will let the people outside know that we need credits to get us a good, useful exit strategy.
How many?
How many?
If you recall, she said her price was 300.
300.
Just put it on the... Yeah, that won't raise any red flags.
Well, I mean, that's what I was going to ask. Is there like a fund that we can use for different jobs?
Yeah.
Or does it all have to be requested ahead of time?
Normally it would be requested ahead of time. It's at this point the middle of the pretty late evening. I don't know how emotionally morally obstructed you would feel calling up your commander and saying, "Hey, I need to borrow 300 credits. It's for work." But now he should be trying to get some sleep because he wakes up really fucking early, consistently. Noted, Ivan. Finn.
I mean, that's my initial call. Is that if that's how we have funds available job-wise, is continue on to the bathroom and make a phone call from there.
Okay.
Say we're trying to bring her in, but we need some funds.
So you slip into the bathroom. It's fairly it's shockingly a little busy. Some of the earlier patrons breaking the seal. Um, One guy is on the phone with his wife, swearing he did not go to the bar. Swearing he did not go to the
I
bar.
mean, that's exactly what's happening.
with the sound of like bar music playing in the background.
Yep.
I just figured I had needed to make a comment about him. Which horse did he bet on last? Of course, they don't really do horse races at night, so it doesn't make as much sense.
They do dog races all day.
That or if he wants another buy-in on the next hand.
There you go. Oh, really fucked this guy up, huh?
Yeah. No, really, I mean, it's just, call the boss, say, for the job we need
How much are you specifically asking for?
500, thinking that we don't know what else is going to come up, and it's going to be a lot harder to get him back on the phone. Hopefully 5 gets us everything we need.
Roll that persuasion check. Okay. It's a solid 2 minutes, and everyone can pretty much hear the Mwada's side of the phone call. So however you respond to the chain of command, cursing you out for 5 minutes while he transfers funds to a non-corporate account for use.
I mean, I probably had to deal with it a decent amount, especially as part of this crew. So I just listen.
Yes, sir.
And that's you can't tone it out because as soon as if he says something that needs a response, you got to know exactly what he said and respond quickly. So I absorb it all. It's been a fun night.
But you're given the account number. It matches effectively one of the cred sticks that your party has. Probably Calvin's, I think, is where you would send it.
That would make things the easiest.
It would.
Yeah, I mean, if I could. Otherwise, just saying, hit up the ATM or the equivalent. Yeah.
So there's dead silence on his side of the line. I swear to the gods, if you call me this late again, I will shoot you at the next debriefing. Which is a normal way of saying goodnight, and he hangs up. He hasn't shot you yet. Welcome back.
I'm getting the job done. Thanks, sir. Realize he's already hung up. But yeah, then I'll comms over to Calvin. You should have funds. Hopefully a little bit extra padding, just in case.
Yep. I will pay for the night.
Okay. Last note, Mwada, as we pan the camera for you as you're heading out of the bathroom. There's the brief comment of the guy, "No, baby, no, you don't need to stay at your sister's. I'm coming home. I'm coming." She hung up. Fuck it, I'm getting another drink. And he walks out.
I would say heading home is probably the smart idea.
He looks at you
Not to
what
interrupt.
the hell do you know?
I have some similar challenges. A bit different, but similar.
Man, we're gonna have
Nice.
existential crisis.
Enjoy your night.
Alright. Gage, are you ready on your end? Are you still eating?
Sure.
Okay.
No, I'm done.
So, where we last left off with you, they were in the middle of telling you to roll your sleeve up
Right.
as the
For a test.
as the brunette went and got a little black suitcase.
Okay.
Now, as Alex has a seat down next to you, just a few pre-inquiries to make sure that there won't be any hazardous experiences. You're not a adept in any way, shape, or form, are you? One of them. And he does like little finger waggling motions.
No.
Okay. Then everything should be fine. You haven't imbibed any of the common toxins within the last, like, 2? 2 days?
No.
Wonderful. So just making sure that there won't be any conflicts in the system. I'm sure you understand.
Right. I mean, you're just asking me a lot of odd questions. You're not a cop, right?
Why? Do I have to tell you if I'm a cop?
No, I was hoping, we can get that out of the way.
Oh yes,
I mean,
I am.
For a drug dealer, you're asking a lot of questions about your.
I want your first experience with this product to be exhilarating. And you feel a prick as the brunette hits you with a dose.
Okay.
I need a I need a vigor save.
Vigor save. Okay.
Okay. So, as she pulls the band free and lets your circulation kick off, there is it's slow to start, but a tingle in your arm slowly works its way into your chest. You start to feel your vision sharpen. No, noted then. Around Alex, you start to see what looks like little balls of colored light fading in and out, becoming more and more solid as your physicality doesn't really seem to shift. Just your perception. There is this briefest of moments where, like, your left hand, where they tagged you, goes to close for a moment, and you physically see lightning lace between your fingertips.
Right.
To the point where you feel like if you focused your current mental state as it's beginning to develop, that you can start to do that intentionally for a short period of time.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you're telling him that there's lightning skipping across your fingers. Like, right. Okay. Like, it's so passive. Okay.
He's just taking in the scene. A rather strong constitution on you, Mr. I can't remember what name you gave.
I don't think I gave one.
That wasn't a character. I just lost my accent.
I know. So was that.
Just make sure.
Yeah.
Safe to say,
Smith, Mr.
and Mr.
Smith.
Smith. Of course, it's always Smith. Safe to say, I think you could have handled a full dose. The effects last for about an hour, two, if you happen to stack decently.
Interesting. It's not really my thing, but I might know some people who would be interested in something like this in the future.
Well, give it a couple more minutes and we'll see how you're feeling. I'd not stand up too quickly.
Well, I'm pretty sure that my friend is already should be worrying about me. We came here to get him a girl, not for me to follow one to the bathroom.
Quite. Are there any party favors your friend is going to need? It looks like he has rented out for the evening.
Good for him. He must have found someone he likes.
Oh, just one of our best.
But I'll be going now.
No party favors.
No, I think this would be good for now.
Alright, Mr. Smith. Veronica will see you out. Do take care. And let your friends know about us.
Planning on it. Definitely will pass the information along to someone I know.
The brunette, who has finally been given name, Veronica, reaches to take your hand and help you up.
I will attempt to stand out without her help.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's that's not going to be that hard.
It's not. There is a sway to your vision, but otherwise, physically, you kind of feel pumped.
Right. But you said there's a sway?
Yeah, so sort of that every video game's idea of motion blur.
Gotcha.
There's a noticeable pout on her face. She leads you to the door.
I mean, I could, just basically like reach out with my arcing hand if she wants, but
Seemed to be the hand she was reaching for.
would have been the one she got.
So about the time you exit the room into the suddenly cacophonous loud club music, you are flooded with overstimulated colors.
Okay.
More of which pour out as Calvin and Honeydew tiptoe out of their room. She has one arm laced in his, and just this cheeky little smile. She is leading him around.
Right. When first chance I get, I want to kind of have my comms back on and inform everybody that I've been like comms silent for a while. If somebody who can give me an update on status of the job here.
Yeah, I think Calvin's about ready to make a purchase. Good to hear you're back. So hopefully we're good to move soon.
I will start making my way out of the club, hopefully being able to find the other members of the party.
I'm assuming everyone's not trying to all walk out as this mass security detail. Or if you are, let me know. But it's not hard for you to notice. Gage just over your shoulder, about 2 doors down from where you exit. Calvin. He looks a little different. For some reason, it kind of gets the hairs in the back of your neck standing on end. Likewise, Finn and Mwada, you can see the happy little duo of Calvin and Honeydew as she sort of begins to dance him through the crowd with a very practiced grace on her end. Making a fairly big show of being seen leaving with him. He's just about to the door when Calvin, I need a dexterity save from you to avoid the ham fist of Jabba. Okay. You managed to duck this just big old meaty side of bacon that swings over your head. And it's huffing and puffing.
I'm just
Was
gonna
it
try to
attempt blow
keep.
house down?
I'm just gonna try to keep walking past him.
Okay.
What? I assume she is also still coming.
Like with her arm still laced in yours, as you make your way through the door, she puts her back to yours. So Gage, you see her once again do just the little like pinky motion she did earlier at the bar. Before diving out of the way as the big old boy is now attempting to tackle Calvin.
Do we need initiative now?
This would be initiative. You get your choice of acrobatics or athletics as he is attempting to get his big old meaty arms around you. Time to load my gun.
17.
He rolled a 9. So you begin your initiative with Jabba face down in the dirt, well, on the pavement just outside of the club.
And then here's my initiative. Yeah, it fits.
Don't worry, he rolled a 4.
Oh, good.
Ah,
But he gets to go first.
he gets to go first. Gage, as you are just about 15 feet behind them, are you joining in this?
Sure. If I'm there. Okay.
That goes Mwada and Finn. You just haven't left the bar itself, but you do have a line of sight to the door, so you saw that commotion. Gage gets to go first so far.
Okay.
So you're about 20 feet from Jabba, 15 from Calvin and Honeydew.
Okay. Debating on what best course of action here is going to be. I'm going to attempt to kind of jump on Jabba from behind
Okay. So it would be a grapple
to
check.
see. Yeah. Ultimately, I'm just trying to like get him to the ground, but yeah, grapple check. Which
Now he is already prone. I'll flag this as
Oh, if he's already-
advantage on your end if you're trying to like just get him pinned.
Yeah, if he's already like on the ground, then I'm just going to kind of jump on top of him to try to keep him down.
Okay. You gotta beat a 6.
Yeah. Athletics, right?
Yes.
So that's gonna be a 2.
Was that your at advantage?
Yeah. Oh no, not at advantage. That was just the first roll.
Okay. Okay. I swear, if he just rolls over and squishes you. Alright, so you have this 350-pound man of just blubber currently pinned to the ground. He will attempt to take his turn to try and throw you off, shouting obscenities like, how dare you put your hands on my woman? She's mine. Just utterly upset. He rolls a natural 1 to take control of the grapple.
Okay.
So as long as you don't also roll a natural 1, I think you're staying in control. Okay. Poor guy. Just not his fucking night.
Stay down, Captain Blubber.
So Calvin, you're up. Honeydew immediately after you.
I will start trying to head towards like where we said we would do for exfil.
Okay.
By exfil, I mean the van.
Yeah. The car. The car.
The
You
car.
get the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy has not been able to roll above single digits, so he's just going to keep flailing about. As eventually, Moana and Finn, if you stay at the bar, I mean, drinks are a little pricey.
Hold on, how many seats are in the car?
This is a 2-seater.
I will send over some vocals. Yeah, John, you're gonna have to go with the other crew.
Yeah, this is the make an impression car.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get too distracted on the way home and crash.
I feel like I'll be fine.
She is still trying to be very distracting.
Yeah, I figured.
That
But I figure
that is true tax.
But I feel like that would be even more distracting.
Yeah, but leaving your bodyguard?
Yeah.
filling with Java still.
Yeah.
Oh, for the record, um, about 12 seconds in of you pinning him, he's no longer complaining.
Oh.
As you feel the jolt of electricity leaving you and hitting him,
Yeah.
Java has other things to be embarrassed about right now. We're just gonna fade to black that particular port right there.
Right. But like no like security or bouncers or anything are coming to break this up.
There's a bouncer standing right next to you. There's like, he actually laughs because Java makes a certain sound that will not be on our recording. But yeah, just ask if you need to get the guy a towel. But you seem to have it under control. This is the same guy that you physically told him when he came in that you were this guy's security. So like, all right, well, you're security. You do your job.
Oh, I know.
Um,
But usually when two people start fighting in a club, you kind of expect the security come, throw you out type thing.
well, you're out,
why I was
you're
checking.
out of the club.
Oh,
You're like right in the front, there at the front entrance, drawing attention to the club. So far as there's free advertising.
right.
If you continue to like kick a dog while he's down, they might do something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's gonna be kind of awkward now for me to stand up and ask for my gun back.
But you do eventually see Calvin drive past with the little manic pixie beside him. Again, intentionally being distracting. Is there anything else those currently at the lounge intend to do?
I did not. I figured if we're seeing somewhat of a commotion, if it's not escalating, if it seems like it kind of dies down pretty quick, knowing that both Calvin and Gage are out there, I wasn't too worried. So I'll give them a bit of time and then follow. Which I think Van and I came in together, so we should leave together.
That'd be smart.
Yeah, just try to just casually leave, pay tab. I guess we got a drink.
Yeah,
That's
you've been
perfect.
sipping your complimentary drink this whole time.
Yeah, and finish that off.
As you're leaving, the guy is at the end of the bar, back on the phone, trying to get his wife. She's not answering.
Priorities, man.
But as you two exit, Gage, one of the security does eventually come to collect the subdued individual. Rather euphoric look upon his face. The security guard is confused because that's not the look he's ever gotten from effectively getting his ass handed to him. But to each their own. Your weapon is returned to you. As far as they understand, your detail is leaving.
Right. I'm going to make my way up the block a little bit, and after I'm kind of clear, I will radio them and let them know to pick me up, like down the street.
Okay.
So it doesn't look odd that
Cool.
Everybody's going out and getting in the same
Yeah.
vehicle.
I will do that, and we will try figure that out from here.
Mm-hmm. Well, I meant like Moana and them. You don't have to pick
Oh.
me up. You
Okay.
guys,
Okay. Yeah.
just
I
just
thought.
not get in a different vehicle that I came in. Is what I was all I was trying to prevent.
It is nearly an hour before you all reconvene there at the Catch-22 compound. Which gives about a 10-minute lead for Honeydew to screw around with Calvin. I chose my words correctly. You all can decide which of you is the first one in the door. Because whoever it is, he just looks up as he's really no fun. I mean, he's fun to play with, but he's really no fun.
I would have been in no hurry to get back, just to give them a little bit more time. Get to know each other, collect some information from her.
I mean, he was the one doing all the talking.
I mean, if you're having a social reason to delay.
Say Tax is your driver, so that's why it took the whole hour. Would have been there in 45.
Speed limits are recommendations.
Speed limits are recommendations. Make sure I say that the next time I get pulled over for speeding. Noted, Finn.
But you're not pretty enough to get away with that.
I'm fucking gorgeous, thank you. Anyhow, so you are back at headquarters. It is just on the cusp of midnight. Honeydew is at the limits of just how much teasing she can do to poor Calvin without getting truly explicit.
There.
Yes, I guess I don't know if we've handled bringing in other potential informants or people in general in terms of, is there a holding place for them, a place that they can crash as opposed to just
With us.
lock up or hanging out in our rec area?
I suppose that would depend on the hostility of the individual. You've definitely brought in, like, not arrestees, because again, you're not the law. You just help the law. But individuals who may need to go to like time out for a little bit. At this point, she's kicked up her feet on the coffee table. She's already tapped into Gage's and Warren's speed rail and made her a cocktail. She made one for Calvin too. I don't know if he's touched it.
I don't know.
She looked like she knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. And yeah, I just figured to make her comfortable and see if we could potentially get a bit of info out of her tonight. But we can hang out. I'd call home just so that they knew I was. We're just back hanging at the office till the morning.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and assume that Pencil Pusher over here isn't the one in charge. He's got the charisma of a wet fish.
You're not wrong.
On which account, honey?
All of them.
Lord, let's get some confidence. So...
Hey, a wet fish is better than a dry fish.
See? Look, he believes in you.
I'm not gonna go that dark.
I don't know what you were going to say because it cut out like the front end of that sentence. It just came into I'm not going that dark. But okay. So, uh, which of you lovely creatures is in charge?
And we all have a boss to report to. Rick, I suppose you could say I'm the one that gets to run this lot.
Oh, lucky you. Is that thing being held together by duct tape?
It's optional.
Not officially. It's bolts.
It's Mwada that runs things, Finn. Gage Word
For
just
some
happened to be the
reason, I
one
thought
to.
Muada was Scorgan.
No.
No.
Um, well, it's safe to say that your friend got to meet at least one of the individuals I intended to share details with. And judging by the squirming my rotund patron was giving, safe to assume that he got to have a little taste of the new medicine.
Yeah, you still doing good, Gage?
I think he's still AFK.
Trying to check his eyes.
He stares blankly.
What does this new medicine do?
Well, for those not so blessed, gives a little bit of vigor and juice. Makes things a little more lively, if you catch my drift. Touches a little more sensual, sights a little more colorful. Tastes, oh lord, the taste.
So you have tried it?
Not willingly. It's kind of the reason that I'm more than happy to pin this down. Because, honey, when I tell you that trying was great, missing it is murder.
Glance to Gage again.
And being AFK is just like perfect. He's just straw man.
And I assume that we're not actually, part of our role in this is not to record all the information that she has and be questioning her. It was more of just bringing her in. Is that accurate?
Your primary role was to acquire the informant. Yes.
Correct. I mean, yeah, I'll still record, like, if we get some information out of her this evening, but just for what she's chatting with us versus somebody that's sitting down and grilling her for hours, potentially.
Um, she does make a point to like the lounge chair, especially if someone's sitting on it, to lay out in full, like laying her legs across them as she gets super chatty. For those, in fact, I think this stuff would be rather handy for you Lance and Shield boys. You have some of those. She likewise does the little finger waggly motion. I've seen one of them get a dose, and oh lord, the havoc they wrecked.
I cast light like this.
Oh, if you could do those little parlor tricks, the car ride would have been so much more exciting.
I was busy driving.
Oh, boo-hoo, we can't multitask.
I didn't want to crash.
He can barely drive.
I
Robot over
don't
here
know
calling you out.
how. You're not wrong.
Just a little teasing draw of a finger down your chin. For you, little finger waggler, it's safe to say that it's disastrously potent. What should have been a simple light spell burned out the retinas of everyone in the room. For example, needless to say, it's mainly being sold to gangers and being weaponized. Though the pleasure trade, my bread and butter, is making use of it for other reasons, mainly the sensations and the more common folk. It's one of the reasons I have been dosed. The sooner you can get rid of a client, well, the more profitable you can be in an evening.
So you had some this evening?
Me? No. Though, chances are that had he, our lovely little. You never did give me your proper name.
She's looking at Kelvin.
Yes.
Call me Rushmire.
Oh, it would have been a rush.
Yeah, I had a hunch.
Long story short, had he paid for certain favors, he would be going to bed quite sated for probably the next week or so. Why do you think that larded fellow was so eager to have at me again? I mean, he was already obsessed. This just pushed his personal addiction for me a little over the edge. Poor fellow. You see, the addiction doesn't hit the individual taking. It's whomever is on the receiving end of its intent. At least from what I've seen so far.
I thought you were saying that not having the drug was problematic. Or are you saying it's bad for both parties, those affected by its effects and those taking the drugs?
For me, it's painful. For those I've had to share my experience with, it's potentially life threatening. And now, don't be wrong, most of our party favors, absolutely life threatening. But I normally am not the one having to take the needle to give the John his Jimmy Johns, you know? So, on top of that, I'm not exactly a fan of who's taking over what should have been my turf.
Who's taking over this turf?
Well, I can't say it's 100% for sure, but I've definitely noticed a lot more Germanic accents in town recently, especially amongst the security detail.
said
Blood-
Germanic?
Blutmund. Yes. Thick, boorish, and boring individuals.
And you're hoping that with this information we could take them down?
Um, your little crew hasn't got a shot.
N- I meant in general.
I'm hoping someone in your multi-billion-dollar enterprise is capable of at least putting a dent in them.
Depends on the danger they pose.
The danger one of the largest criminal organizations in Roths poses. Hi, Duke. Look, I, thanks to a couple friends in our particular line of work, I happen to know when the next shipment is. This is the information that I'm willing to give you for, just a small finder's fee. A girl's got to eat, after all.
And you don't consider getting you out of a bad situation payment?
I consider it an investment, darling, not a payment. Alex got paid tonight.
Should I give her the rest charge?
Sorry, what?
I was asking if I should give her the other 200.
Well, I mean, the boys that'll come in the morning, I'm sure, have their plans for what all the information's worth. Our plan was to bring her. Our mission was to bring her in so that she could share what she knows.
There.
Oh, good. Actual pencil pushers.
Yeah, but they have actual money too.
I do like that.
They could actually make those decisions.
By the way,
I mean,
Mr. Security Detail. I'm assuming. I think I just heard scoring Huff and Puff back over there.
Oh yeah, I'm back.
Okay. Um, I highly recommend hydrating intensively for the next 48 hours or so.
Intensely.
it means not drinking from the bar.
Oh, I would never tell someone not to imbibe. Just, the sweating will start in about 24 hours. It's kind of gross.
We'll see.
Well, um, I guess I get to shack up here for the night. Anyone down for a game of cards? Y'all are no fun.
Sure. I was trying to think of some random, odd, more old person game that he was more likely to know and play, as opposed to whatever she would suggest. Rummy? Jen?
Oh, I've already got Jen, but I'll be happy to play Rummy.
Okay.
By the way, whoever stocks this Jen, it's a little old.
We don't often get to just sit around consuming it. Weekday jobs. Well, day-night jobs.
Anyhow, unless there's any particular tasks you want to do, she does take up any honest offer to toss some cards around. Otherwise, she will spend the entire evening harassing Calvin, because technically did hire her.
Yes. I will
mean, I-
probably go to bed relatively early just to get away from it.
Oh, she'd follow you there.
Well, and I would say that everybody doesn't have to stay. Like, ideally, we'd have at least two of us so that one could be awake, one could rest, so we could flip back and forth.
Sense.
When he goes to bed, she'll look at Water like, I mean, shall I? It's paid for.
I mean, as tempting as it would be, I have to say no, since I'm kind of we're in my office, our office, the
I
office.
mean, the company does hate for us to waste money.
For the record, Calvin, you can hear that.
Just eternal screaming.
Locks his door, pushes a chair in front of it.
Just the full barricade. She's already inside. Now external screaming. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that we actually have beds or cots, because I assume like this is just where we're working.
You
We'd
each
have
have
at least a
rooms
couch.
here.
Oh, okay.
This is effectively your company barracks. You each have somewhere that you can stay here if you need to. Some of you may have decided to have living quarters off property, but you're not required to. Like Tewo has a room where she goes and handles the maintenance for tax and other devices, but also has a cot there. It may explain the reason why there is a bar here between Warren and Gage, because it's as much your office as a rec room, as a lounge. It's the whole king in one there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what sensitive documents I would potentially have, because I wouldn't often sleep in my place, but in theory there'd be like a cot if we needed to use it now and then, or if we need to stay at the office. It wouldn't be great, but it'd be something a bit more private than sleeping out on the couch for her.
Currently lounging with utmost comfort. I mean, the only current sensitive documents that you haven't moved up the food chain, is the turn-in forms Gage gave you, the unit transfer documents from Finn, and that's about it right now as far as current documentation. You'd have everyone's personnel files likely locked away somewhere.
Yeah, and I guess if it's a pretty good secure lock, that I don't have to worry about like somebody even potentially from this crew. Like I wouldn't anticipate this crew trying to pick the lock, but I'm just leery of putting someone behind a closed door for hours on end with a lock that they might be able to get through. That's my thought.
What? You saying you don't trust her?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, shit. But
If other people are staying and she's occupied or she's sleeping while I was awake, I might potentially go through some of those files. I haven't actually looked at the transfer stuff yet, so um, get some work done while I'm stuck here in the office.
okay.
But try to occupy her and entertain her, but make sure that she feels welcome. Like she's safe. She's got a blanket or bedding, whatever.
Oh, she is ever so grateful. Now that she doesn't have
We have
casualties,
Xbox.
she redirects it towards you.
Joy.
Uh huh.
I would direct it back to Rummy.
She plays exactly 2 runs of it before clearly getting bored, tossing her cards, and kicking her feet up on the couch, like one leg dangling off the end. Um, just kind of
I'm
being
guessing we
there.
have a TV. Probably have a Xbox or something. Whatever she wants. Magazines.
But morning comes. I'm assuming you've put in the call letting office know that you got her.
Oh yeah, that would be yes. But like it's through a line wherever we need to call in, like saying missions are complete, not going directly to
Yeah, not calling him
my
twice in
officer.
one night.
No, nope. If it was to him, I'll just wait till he wakes up in the morning.
It's like, this might be the one time he holds true to his promise. But
I mean,
you catch a the late night secretary for the home office, um, and just about 0600, your personal line is called, and you recognize it as your commanding officer. To which you are also greeted by the sound of very loud music coming from the lounge.
from our lounge.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, she's jamming out.
Oh, is this presumably then I'm in my room?
Your room,
Is where I'm at.
side office, just literally around the corner.
Okay.
Where from far as where you are taking the call.
Yeah, I mean I'd answer the phone. I'd just try to lock this down and go deal with that after getting off the phone.
Good morning, Sergeant. I've been informed that Mission 002 of this particular cycle has been completed.
Yes, we have the subject here at the office.
What in God's name is that racket?
That is occupying the subject and keeping her in high spirits so that she will willingly share plenty of information with you guys.
Okay. You are to deliver her to the main compound by 0800. If she's curious, yes, we will provide food and hydration, all that happy stuff. Otherwise, report to my office by 0830 for debrief and inform your crew that they have 2 days current leave, followed by 1 day patrol service.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
And hangs up.
Okay. And then, yeah, then I go try to get the music down. What time did you say it was?
It is 0600 as of a little past now.
Okay. I assume it doesn't take long to get to the main building.
The main compound is about a 10-minute brisk walk. Noted, Gage. Rest well and hope it gets better. But you come around the corner to Finn and Honeydew just jamming out in the early morning to like poppy, upbeat club music.
Do we have other people in the office yet that weren't like here overnight?
Um, that's between Calvin, Tax, and Tewo. But I think Tewo is probably not showing up, so it's between Calvin and Tax.
Okay. I'm not worried about our crew. I was more worried about in general. Well, like, are we do we have our own separate building?
This is it's not an entire building. It's its own complex, but it's not like massive. You know, you have a massive yard or anything. It's one building within a bunch of other similarly shaped blockages.
Okay.
Um,
So we're not like disturbing
it's your
people
squad
doing
house.
office
Well,
work.
you're fairly sure that neighbors on all three sides, front, back, or excuse me, side, and back, can almost certainly hear this music. And those are like
Okay.
the serious companies.
Yeah, for that I'll turn it down because it's too early in the morning. Now you guys could put on headphones and rock out. It'll sound the same to you.
And mess up my hair. Praise the sun,
Okay.
Captain.
I've got headphones that go behind the head. You know, don't have to go across the top. We got people that nearby that they're sleeping, and I cannot piss all of them off just for your sake.
Sounds like those people need more fun in their lives. Speaking of fun, oh hello there.
Sorry, that was out of character. I am staying.
You're
You
staying
can't.
in this room? Okay.
You can't hide in your room forever. You got a job to do.
Get the job. The job was to get her here.
You don't know you're on leave yet, sir.
I had a job. The job was to get her to here. That was the mission.
Yeah.
We still got about an hour and a half till we need to go anywhere. You want to shower or anything? Think they should have some food once we get over there.
I do like food. I didn't bring my particular products, so unless looks at the other lady, you happen to have a like a hairnet or something? I can't. My hair is just got it done.
I don't have much of my things here since I just got here yesterday.
Well, it's no wonder you're the fun one.
Yeah, the boys are kind of sad.
I'll just wait till Gage isn't uh, indisposed. I'm sure he'll give you a run for your money.
Well, an hour and a half then, and then talkie with pencil pushers. Sounds delightful.
Yep.
She
It's
keeps
okay, love. They're not so bad.
she keeps looking over at the radio, like really wanting to turn it back up.
I mean, if you wear headphones, I got no problem with it. Well, and if the sound is going through the headphones.
There was like a brief, clever smile, then you caught the loophole. Catch 22.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, Finn.
I mean, that's exactly where my brain goes. I'm like, oh, well, there's a hole in that.
That may be why you're in charge here.
Yeah.
Um, but barring your own morning routines, and at whatever time you decide to forward the message to your crew from command, it is as stated it will be a fairly brisk walk. Though she
Yeah,
will
I
bring up.
figure.
Um, do you have a means of walking me out there discreetly? After all, Lord knows at least one of your individuals happens to be someone I may have serviced not too long ago. Word gets back.
Uh, we would still have the vehicles from last night. I assume that there's a place to park over there. Um,
Yeah.
if we have to walk a long ways, there's umbrellas or coat jackets.
Can someone other than Rush drive me? He obeyed way too many laws.
Yeah, I can take you over.
Mm.
I was gonna say, tax would just be worse.
Yeah. So you attempt to find like a coat to cover her otherwise flamboyant matter of dress, and an umbrella.
I mean, I'm trying to think of, we don't have, I wouldn't think we would have anything. I don't know if there's a common protocol, like if there's a back way that we can go into the building that's less used. Um,
There is
otherwise,
a side door. It's not so much less used, but it's less used by say the grunts
yeah,
of the core.
going a bit earlier as well, in terms of avoiding the morning traffic of everybody getting into the office might work. I guess another thought too is if Vin is here hanging out with her, that they could go. I mean, I could drive if they wanted, but that gives them. Well, yeah, if I drive, then they don't have. I could drop them off right at the door, and that puts Honeydew with somebody that's not known to be part of our crew. So if they don't really know Ven, they don't know what the relation to this person is. Maybe they would still see her if they're. I mean, if they're seeing her, but there's only so much we can do in a building where, you know, it. I think it draws more eyes if we give her a ski mask.
All right.
Kara has other masks.
So you go for one of Kiara's masks. I don't. I don't remember how tall you said Kiara was.
I don't either. I don't think I have that.
I'm assuming not like 5'4".
It's a little close to home there.
Honeydew is
Kiara's like
5'4".
4.
I mean, wouldn't a bigger jacket be fine? Covers more?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think I actually have the height here.
Okay. I mean, if you offer to dress her up as Kiara, who's known to literally always wear a mask against company protocol.
Yeah, that's fair.
Literally, the reason why you're on here is you just won't follow the goddamn uniform policy. Someone's here for like murder. I'll let you figure out who. You're here, uniform policy.
That makes sense.
They have a uniform policy.
Yes.
I was trying to see if Kira had any means to help discreet, but I don't think flying or moving super fast really helps. Mid pass through.
Well, I'm all down for playing dress up. Do you have a bunny mask? What about a sheep?
What would I roll for that?
Do you want a sheep because you're a wolf?
He just grins. Uh, Flip a coin? Or,
I believe that means no.
no, you do not have a sheep. Sheep house. Yeah. So if this is the plane you want to go for, it doesn't take long. She's more than happy to get out of her clothes and into someone else's.
It might be insulated.
Um, but aside, so is there anything else anyone wants to do within that small span of time before drop off and debrief? Finn and quote Kiara are dropped off at the main compound. What day of the week is this? This would be a Thursday.
Yeah, and I guess would suppose, depending on when people tend to get up, I would share the information. I guess I don't know how we normally communicate it, but I mean, I'd normally try to do stuff in person if I could, in terms of having the days off and whatnot.
Okay.
I have no reason to hold that back. So the earlier they know it, the more they know they could just relax for a day, recoup.
All right.
Although probably look to have somebody get Gage checked out, make sure he's entirely good. Since he was kind of pretty spacey last night.
Yeah, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
Please don't burn him. I kind of need him.
You got the manger.
But assuming you fill Finn in on who she's supposed to go turn your
Yeah.
contact into, Finn, as you arrive, um, the protocol to announce, hey, I'm from Unit 22. I'm here to go and see internal inquiries. Um, and without skipping a beat, uh, Honey Tewo, says, "Yeah, I'm here to file a harassment charge." Pretty sure she winked behind the mask. Poor person behind the desk signs you in, and you're able to go and turn in your contact. All you have to do is sign off, saying that you completed the delivery. Like Gage, you
Ooh.
are given paperwork to then give to Moada. But that is about where we wrap up. Moada debrief is fairly straightforward. Um, entirely up to you how much detail you mention of what the money was for. But the remaining
Nope.
200 is pulled from that credit line.
There.
Yeah, I'd make sure they get that back. But yeah, some missions are better with minimal details.
Just may I recommend that Corporal Calvin go to remedial driving lessons? He was doing quite a bit of swerving coming in last night.
I will definitely have a talk with him.
Okay. And
Thank you for the notice.
that is our fade to black.